My name is Doug Edwards. I'm your co-host along with my brother Kevin.
Hello.
And thank you for tuning in. Our guests today are Philip Beere with Green Street Development and Santosh Rao with Natural Territories. And we welcome both of you. Thank you for taking your time out of your busy day to come visit with us. Appreciate it.
Pleasure to be here.
All right, good.
Well, we're going to be talking about home improvement and remodeling, and it's something that many of us do very often, whether it's got to do with painting a wall in your child's room or picking new flooring. These are decisions that are very important as far as the environment that you live in and also the overall environment of the planet. Looking at the broad view of things, it's considered, you have to consider where the materials are from, whether they're petroleum oriented or they're plant materials. So in picking or choosing these different materials, it has a lot of impact in an overview of our overall environment. So today we're going to speak about, now Philip has undertaken a remodel, and he's going to be telling us a little bit about his journey and the choices and the values that he chose and how he came to decide on the different products and services that he incorporated in his own remodel, as well as Santosh, who provides a multitude of these products over at the Scottsdale Air Park. He has a store, Natural Territories, and he's got paints and floor coverings and a multitude of other things that we'll discuss as well. So why don't we go ahead and get started. You know, Philip, really what I wanted to see, and tell us a little bit about how you got to deciding to go with a green approach to your remodeling and why you thought it was important.
The evolution of my project and doing the green remodel really began years ago with my passion for healthy living,
Right.
and eco-conscious business practices.
Sure.
So as far as doing the actual green remodel, I've always believed in healthy lifestyle.
So it's kind of a natural fit for you.
Mm-hmm. Very much a natural fit for me. Yeah.
Right.
Well, what made you decide to go with a LEED certification? And LEED is Leadership of Energy and Environmental Design.
Mm-hmm.
And what propelled you to go into a LEED certification?
I was drawn to the LEED certification and introduced to it through the Masters of Real Estate Development program at Arizona State University.
Right.
And they really inspired me to use the LEED building standards. And they, during the program, showed that LEED was probably the best third-party rating system there for a green building.
Right.
As far as even probably in the bigger picture, I would go into homes through my other business, and people would say they have a green home. What I would see was either an energy efficient home,
Right.
or a home with green features.
Mm-hmm.
But neither of those things by themselves make it a green home.
Right.
So you're looking at the full
So
system.
I looked for
Holistic.
a label that when I said I was building or remodeling a green home, it truly was a green home.
Right. So so you started out with a home that obviously needed to be remodeled, and what was your first kind of approach to going after this? I mean, there's so much to do. How did you start thinking in terms of the different aspects of green?
Mm-hmm. I guess backing up a little bit on why I chose this home in particular. A couple different reasons. The Valley's full of thousands of aging homes.
Mm-hmm.
This home is
Truly.
a 1960 home. It's my passion. It was my first remodel. But I chose it to hopefully be the first of many.
Sure.
So to test the market and see if there was a demand for a green home.
So the guidelines of the LEED program really provided a lot of information to you, so they kind of delineated some of your choices, and it goes from site development, providing such as xeriscape, maybe removing some of the yard, to proper shade structures that help to mitigate some of the heat on the direct walls of your system. I know that we visited yesterday your home, and one of the first things you can do, and we've all heard this, but to reiterate it, is to provide a good thermal barrier, a thermal envelope. And you, your home was block, and you went ahead and stuccoed it and put a insulation barrier around the entire
First,
outside
and then
of it.
stuccoed it. Right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And so you
Use
use
like
that.
a high density.
Yeah, I think you used
insulation?
the Dow foam or a urethane.
How much insulation did you put on the exterior of the block?
The 1 inch.
Oh, the
Yeah.
1 inch.
So
we talked about this
like an
yesterday.
R5 or 6, I believe.
And then the interior has the Demilec bio-based foam
Oh,
through
okay.
the lid.
Right, so you went ahead and did actually, was it cathedralized that you did, or
Yes.
did you actually do it right on top of the drywall?
It was cathedralized.
Cathedralized, so
Yeah.
you went ahead and left, your ductwork was probably up in the attic, as most of the older homes and a lot of the newer ones are done that way. So you went ahead and actually applied the foam insulation up on the underside of the deck.
And the challenge to that being a matter of having to take down all the drywall
Yeah.
in order to spray foam.
Right.
Big job.
Big job, yeah.
How'd you get your supply airs throughout the house? Because they were already up there, right? They were up inside in the cavity of the
they
trusses.
were removed.
They were removed.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we installed new.
and you brought them down into the conditioned space.
And one of the reasons for that is through the LEED guidelines is
Right.
they require a certain standard.
Sure. Interesting. So, and the other thing you did with your thermal barrier is you put in all new components like windows and doors, and obviously you clearly picked some good ones with low E and a good low U value or solar heat coefficient. So, and those are obviously they're on all labels of all the windows out there, so you can compare. We like to go below a 0.4 on most of those different ratings, huh?
Correct. So there were windows, doors, and then of course there was a third party that came in to test the pressure of the home.
Right. Sure.
DR wash check.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, sure. We had DR on
Yeah.
the show last season.
So you do a blower door test as well as a duct leakage, the two tests.
Correct.
Probably, right.
Santosh, what supplies and materials do you offer at Natural Territories?
We offer a range of supplies from paints to flooring, kitchen cabinets, countertop material,
Uh-huh.
and all the materials that we supply are, that take into consideration the indoor air quality and where the materials are coming from. So it's both your health
Right.
and the planet,
Sure.
balance of both.
Right, and the health is really important, which is one of the first, I guess, inspirations for your remodel, right? I mean, you're health conscious, and so you would go to a place like Natural Territories to purchase healthy, non-VOC, volatile organic compound materials. Like paints and all.
Yep. So the
Carpeting.
carp-
You sell carpeting, so you
Yeah,
floors.
the only carpeting that we sell are, the pure wool carpet,
Uh-huh. Right.
that's not been treated with toxic chemicals.
Right.
So
So natural fibers.
natural fibers, So
How about jute? You said. Is any of
yes,
that-
we,
yeah.
we do have quite a few jute products that are primarily used as area rugs versus,
Sure, as wall to wall.
as wall to wall. Yeah.
So those of us in the green building community, we certainly favor the hard surfaces, so you don't have a lot of those dust mites and hiding in there.
Yeah.
So I noticed you had bamboo flooring, and Santosh probably provided that for you as well.
Santosh, you provided a lot of the materials.
Yeah. Yes, we did provide a lot
For
of
Philip's
materials,
home.
and we worked with Philip very closely when
Excellent.
he was doing his project.
All right, I didn't realize that you two
Yeah.
have worked together. I was trying to somehow get you both, and that works out perfect. What kind of challenges did you guys find in doing this remodel? Besides
I think
structural challenges.
Challenges a few things. Of course, it was my first project. I probably avoided a lot of pitfalls by going through the rating system through U.S. Green Building.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what really probably helped the project go smoothly was doing a charrette and finding a good team. So
Right.
Originally, I was recruiting contractors and professionals to consult with early on in the planning stage, and I was labeled by some as a tree hugger. Other
You're not alone
skeptics
there.
told me just to move forward with the remodel and forget about the green stuff because no one cares about the environment anyway.
Because they didn't know how to do it, and they're
Yeah.
so used to doing
What is-
their routine, they don't want to break from it.
That's right. So they
Yeah.
were saying this, what's this green lead? That's something I don't know anything about. So let's forget about it and just do it the normal way.
Right. Yeah.
So that was a big challenge. But
yeah.
there were others who shared my vision, along like Santosh.
Sure.
And thanks to the team of contractors and sponsors and professionals that did, that was the number one challenge. Once that team was in place, everything went pretty smoothly, but working with the home from 1960, there were some surprises along the way. For
Sure.
example, all the sewer lines were rotting,
Yeah.
eroding.
Were they clay?
Not sure if they were clay.
Probably cast iron or
Yeah,
whatever.
but they were probably a year away from
Yeah.
Failing.
having some problems, so had to replace that. The
Sure.
water line was galvanized.
Unexpected. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay,
there's
right.
all those surprises along the way.
Sure.
I remember you had told me there was no insulation in the attic at all.
No insulation in the attic.
Even though
Isn't
one
that
would
amazing?
expect that.
It's amazing. The insulation in the attic is the most important insulation in the whole house. It's amazing how back in the old day they didn't really give it much consideration at all.
But really, all in all, I think other than some of the early on challenges of locating professionals that understood green, and that's where Santosh became a great partner because
Right.
his knowledge on materials,
Sure.
and
Right.
it made my job a lot easier.
Excellent. And how satisfied are you with the outcome of your project? What kind of reduction in your energy savings are you realizing? Do you have any idea
Yeah,
at this point?
it's interesting. The satisfaction, it seems to be ongoing in a few different ways. Energy costs last month in July were $80, as compared to the neighbor who has a pre-remodeled home, and it was
Right.
$400.
Yeah,
And
that's huge.
I keep the home.
And that's strictly by
Very
really
cool.
changing
And
the
that's-
thermal barrier.
Yes.
I mean, because you didn't go so far as to put photovoltaics there's such a buzz today.
No
and-
solar in this
but-
home because of budget.
Right, sure. Well,
next
that's understandable.
one, yes, but yeah, that's really with the nice tight building envelope.
We made good choices there.
Good shading,
Yeah.
good insulation.
So important. The shading alone is just incredibly important for energy savings. I know I'm doing a remodel on my house. I'm not quite finished yet, but we put a southern covered patio in on the south side of our house where there's a lot of windows. And prior to that, we had kind of the 50% solar screens, and they were okay. But when I put this solid roof up and just completely shaded all those windows, our electric bill dropped $100 a month. Just that alone. It's pretty substantial.
The other kind of benefits that I'm seeing now, other than the energy bill, one is the awareness. More and more people seem to be surfacing because of this project. They hear about it, and
Right.
they're wanting to make a difference. So it's giving them some guidance.
Right.
And then
And reassurance.
the other side is I've been in some homes on the market now, and it's amazing to walk into a home that has a lockbox on it, and of course the heat
Everything's
is on it and
Encapsulated.
all the off gassing,
Yeah.
and you walk in and you're feeling you're breathing these chemicals,
Right.
and it's